one that has to be the leader. That's how your energy has to shine, right? You gonna take charge and you comfortable in those leadership roles. You exhibited high confidence and assertiveness. You tend to be competitive and you're very achievement oriented. You usually charismatic and influential in social settings, right? Got to be the sun, the one who absorbs all of the energy, the center of attention, right? Dominate conversations and social dynamics. So sometimes I can be alpha-esque in my personality, but I'm gonna go deeper and show you the way mine rounds up and how you can be one. You consider yourself to be alpha?
Yeah, but I feel like out of all the skills, you can tap into each one of them and use it to your advantage though. Cause it's a time where you can just fall back and be beta. Sometimes you gotta be alpha though, you know.
So the challenges is you gonna struggle with collaboration and compromise. You might be perceived as overbearing or aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't handle that aggressiveness. You feel me? That energy be too much to people. You
Come
feel me?
on, man, don't get
It
to
be a little
like
too much.
like all of that shit
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I'd be like. Come on, man. Like, hey, don't tap me no more. Like, I
Yeah.
might get upset.
Tapping is destructive. First of all,
Yeah.
I don't know why some people think that they need to tap you like this in order to
man.
talk to you. You know what I'm saying? It's like poking the bear. You gotta relax, first of all. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get into the beta male. The beta
Yeah.
male, typically viewed as more collaborative and less aggressive than the alpha, often seen as the second in command, right? Which is interesting because I don't always think beta mean the second in command. I'm gonna tell you who I think could be a better second in command, but it's not a bad thing. People look at beta sometimes as bad, but it's also somebody who has the ability to take orders, right? Somebody that knows how to cooperate well. So the core traits will be cooperative, empathetic, reliable, less dominant. So more likely to value teamwork and collaboration. My brother.
Black man, yeah.
Yes, sir. Often shows higher levels of empathy and understanding, seen as dependable and consistent, less likely to take charge or seek leadership roles aggressively. Keyword aggressively. Now, I believe that those same core traits can be in an alpha as well, right? But this is why we're giving you the energy of each, and this is why you can't take on characteristics of multitudes of them. Sometimes you can be an alpha beta,
Yeah.
right? Depending on the situation where you need to switch, right? Pause. Social interactions, you're comfortable in supporting roles. You value harmony and often avoid conflict, right? So, yeah, my bad, bro. It's all good. I ain't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not even worried about it. You feel me? Now, the problem with a beta is sometimes a beta can, hold things in and not speak up for himself, right?
Exactly, yeah.
It can be poisonous in the realm of communication. So if you're dealing with a beta male, he's going to be absorbing more than expressing himself because he may be afraid that expressing himself can be harmful to another person once they hear his or her thoughts, right? So therefore, a beta can be toxic in the sense of not being comfortable enough to be himself and self-deprecating in the sense that it hurts him, right?
Because he suppresses himself.
Exactly, through suppression. So
Yeah.
that to me is the toxic trait of the beta itself. Not standing up for yourself, not being able to deal with conflict, not being able to speak to others, not being able to deal with those challenging things, and always relying on someone else to take the leadership and taking these social emotions of whoever is the alpha in that relationship, right?
So is the goal is to always become an alpha male? If you consider yourself a beta male, would the goal be to become the alpha male, or is it okay to, you know what I'm saying, like straddle the fence and just stay beta?
I think the idea is like if you're looking at alpha beta, you'll kind of look at it energetically as masculine and feminine in a way, right? So you want to be an alpha with the ability to have some of the core traits of a beta when needed to tap in. If you want to work well with others, right? Alphas can work, but at the hest that most of the time you think that you're right. You think that you need to take lead. So a lot of times the alpha not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? The alpha not gonna sacrifice the necessity to be right or the necessity to be number one and say I'll be number two on this, right?
Right.
So therefore you have to learn how to tap into those other traits. So well, in this particular role, I need to be more cooperative. I need to be more understanding. But then at certain times, I need to assert myself and I need to communicate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that you're supposed to have the ability to tap into both of them to be more well-rounded. So now let's go into Sigma male. This is one that most people don't know about. Sigma is seen as independent, self-reliant, individual who doesn't conform to traditional hierarchies. Sigma usually
It's the lone wolf.
yeah, it usually represents a mindset, you know what I mean, that exists within a man. The core traits is independence, highly values personal freedom and autonomy, self-reliance. And when we say core, it doesn't mean that the other ones don't have these, but it represents that these are like the ones that is your
This what
makeup.
defines them,
This
yeah.
is your personality. You center everything around these. Self-reliance relies on themselves rather than seeking group acceptance. Introversion, often more introverted and enjoys solitude. So you kind of think of like the warrior, you know what I mean, that is in his own possession of his thoughts and ideas and does not need to socialize and be in social harmony in order for you to find, or to define yourself, I should say.
So hold on, let me ask you this, right? You believe in zodiacs, right?
I mean,
To a certain extent.
To a certain
Like
extent.
like when they describe your zodiac sign, you believe some of the characteristics about that zodiac.
I believe some of the core traits of those
core-
zodiacs
exactly.
can be aligned with it.
So,
Correct.
all right, for an example, I'm a Leo.
I believe in
don't
astronomy,
think
yeah.
I don't think no way on hell I could be Sigma. Cause you got to know who a Leo is once we come in the room. We gonna make sure that.
Okay, so
you know what I'm saying?
you go socialize.
I'm a socialist. I got
right.
to.
So, but that's why it's important to know, and I'm gonna give you this tall one. Now, this one is something that comes from my philosophies. But the last trait of the what's called is nonconformity. It does not feel the need to follow social norms or hierarchies, right? So, I believe that the world has a lot of Sigma energy going on, right? It's almost rebellious. You know what I mean? Like you can be the Sigma for the point of being a Sigma. I don't want to conform. And just for the point of being rebellious and going against whatever is the natural order of things. And I don't even think it's a point of disagreement. It's a point of not wanting to be in line because you find right your identity in not being a part of. So whatever is the apart, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, you don't want to conform to that because your identity is now tapped into being the opposite. So social interactions, you often a lone wolf, not seeking active participation in social hierarchies, may be seen as mysterious and enigmatic, right? Challenges, you can struggle with forming close relationships, sometimes perceived as aloof or detached. I'm not gonna lie, I could be a Sigma male a lot of times, right? I don't always want to be, like, I feel like I can be an alpha as a necessity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can be a beta in the sense of collaboration, right? As a strength that I can pull out, again, out of necessity, but I'm more of a Sigma. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of independent, self-reliant, introversion, non-conformity. I don't like to do the things other people do. I really don't even like to socialize like that. So sometimes in social settings, I can be like, withdrawn and attached. And I be thinking my own world instead of being in the world that's immediate in front of me. And I feel like people around me should be okay with that, right? But that's not the way people socialize. So people be like, no, you should be interested in me because in order to get people more interested in you, you have to be more interested in them, right?
Yes. Cause I done had that conversation a few times. People like, damn man, Keys be just in his own world, man. What's up with you, bro? I say, nah, it ain't that he dislike what's going on right now. He just in his own vibe right now.
I like to think like
he
my,
thinking,
my world is like in my mind when I go to a place of peace.
Yeah.
I'm like I imagine a distant soldier meditating under like a goddamn tree. You know what I mean? With this crown on, blazing in the wind, with the tassels in the back or whatever, and he just at peace, like in his mind and his solace. You know
So
what
that's
I mean?
when I got to jump into my alpha and take control of the conversation, because they wanted to have a conversation with you, but you in your own world.
Right.
But since we here, we done came. Now I got to take over the
Right.
whole vibe now.
But if we talking about something in my world, then I'm interested, right, to socialize. And if you ask me a question, then I definitely can socialize. But I don't feel the need, like I have a presence,
You
right?
only want to have high level
My
conversation.
presence is like I got an alpha presence,
Yeah.
right? So mine is not the need to have an overbearing presence in the sense that in this social hierarchy, I have to take over the room. No, my energy alone and my presence is how I do that. Not from the need of if I'm in a room with other giants, then I need to be the biggest person. Nah, like you know I'm there because I'm here, right? Like I might not always participate, but when I do participate, oh, it's felt, it's seen, it's heard, it's understood. All right, now this one comes from the 19 Keys book, right? So this book, the number 19, right, that I like to observe is deep, right? Because even all of these are Greek letters, alpha, beta, sigma, right? Now, of course, you know, when we talking about Tau is another one, and that's the 19th letter of the Greek alphabet, right? But this one is a combination of traits. So it's a blend of alpha and sigma traits, emphasizing balance, adaptability, and strategic leadership. I believe that we are in a new age where there's new archetypes being blended and born, right?
Yeah.
And this is why in these social hierarchies, right, and a lot of people don't know, women and men don't know how to recognize when there's a new type aboard. You're so used to dealing with an alpha, a beta, possibly a sigma, you don't recognize when there's like this blend of these two factors. And we're in this age where we're seeing like these new energies being birthed. You know what I'm saying? And they in the representation of people. And it's like a remix of different things because we got new vibes today.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, the tall male is the core traits is balanced leadership, combines assertiveness with thoughtfulness, adaptability, skilled at adjusting to different roles and situations, strategic leadership, and focuses on long-term planning and decision-making, diplomatic, proficient in negotiation and conflict resolution, social interaction, and I'm gonna go deeper into this talk.
So this person sounds perfect.
You know what I'm saying? Adapts between leadership and independence as needed, right? Values harmony and seeks to balance different social dynamics. The challenges is risk of over adaptation, losing sight of personal goals, balancing leadership and autonomy, right, can be challenging, meaning that you got to lead people, but you really want to be away from people. You know what I'm saying? You want to just be on your own vibes. And let me go a little deeper into this one. So the sigma, what letter is that in the Greek alphabet? Look that up for me. Right, so we about to get into how we came up with this whole breakdown, right? So boom. So all right, we're going to go deeper into the Tau real quick. The T, the tautology, man. It appears, all right, boom, boom, boom. The concept of the Tau.
It's the 18th letter of the Greek alphabet.
Right, so the 18 plus the alpha plus the sigma equals the tau. That's where we get the 19, the tall male. Plus I'm a Taurus, right? So it automatically aligns, you know what I mean, with me as well, being a Taurus, right? Even when you look at Taurus, they're leaders that usually want that autonomy. You know what I mean? This is why you know, you get these different type of males in these social settings, but like I said, most people only know the alpha and the sigma. And I talked about this on high level. It's like being Wolverine. Wolverine was a leader of the X-Men, but he always wanted to do his own thing and be his own person. And I used to think that I rock with Wolverine because of his powers, and it was not that at all. It was his personality type. You know what I mean? It was his character. And I didn't realize that till
he knew like everybody got their own superpowers. Right. I got my own, but I ain't even in. I don't want to go to the academy.
I do what's best for the X-Men. I'll lead when I need to, but he always go on his solo missions. He'll have his own life he living. He really ain't listening to Professor Xavier like that, but he'd do what's necessary for the greater good, but his personality was really the lone wolf.
Right.
You know what I mean? He really wanted that autonomy. He don't like to be told what to do, but he'd do what's necessary in social harmony to meet the goal. right? So it's like it's a sacrifice within self that, all right, I have this ability and this gift of leadership, but I really want this autonomy to go do my own thing in the world. But because I have this gift, I feel the responsibility to do it. You know what I mean? So therefore, you participate in your role based on your abilities.
When you how should I word this? Like when you studying your like potential friendships, right? Do you consider any of these qualities, characteristics in them?
Yeah, well, those are the people that I find myself to be in connection with. Not just alphas, because you got to have, anybody can be an alpha,
Right.
but you know, you have to be able to be a observer. You have to be able to withdraw from the crowd, withdraw from yourself, and see in a third and fourth perspective. Right? People who can do that are very self-reflective, and they can see things, right, that most people can't. Right? So it's like, you know, the people that I talk to is because we're always talking about our observations. We always talking about what we see in the world. We always being self-reflective of why we do things,
Right.
why people see us this way, right? Why the world see us this way. So we're stepping levels out of the self-observer, right? The person that's in it, the person that's watching you doing it, right? The person that's thinking about, you know what I mean? Like, if you can step out levels into your thinking to be a observer from a distance of self, right? Then those are the type of people I rock with. People that are leaders, but do like that autonomy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that I rock with that I know for a fact they got that same similar personality type.
Right.
Like, we cool because we know that we can see similar spirits in each other. We know that we got integrity with each other, but we don't feel like we need each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But because we also recognize a bigger picture, we'll be willing to sacrifice that ego mindset that tells you, yo, I don't need you. I can do this by myself. But I do understand that it's better if we do it together. So I would be willing, right, if these are the right people to build with, to do that. So for us, it's always a sacrifice to work with others because your mind tells you you don't
Like,
need
yeah,
nobody.
like, cause like if I feel like if I work for them, I'ma really be doing that shit for the check. But over here, I real life want to do this. I
Right.
seen what my brother done put together, and from day one, like I believe in this shit just like he believe in it 100%. You know,
100%. So like those are the balanced warriors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The individuals that have a warrior spirit but use their strength and courage judiciously. They are not prone to aggression but can protect and defend when needed. They embody the idea that true strength lies in control and discipline, right? I'm a thinker doing problems. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Ajuan is like alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like alpha. Talking about my older brother. Like, when he get into a situation, he go buck up, hoorah.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
instantly. He ain't
Full-
even thinking. It just go mode.
Yeah, full warrior call. You feel me? He gotta let everybody know. Me, I'ma think through it. We may have similar to the same reactions. You feel
just
me?
sparked the thought, right?
But I think through like issues because I always think about future consequence. So I'm always thinking about, all right, after the squabble, after this situation, what's the next few steps ahead, right? And so I'm a little more calculated in my decision making. I might whoop you and then not say nothing. I'm gonna go silent. He gonna whoop you and then do the warrior dance and praise over your body. Like, we done got you. He gonna bang on you. Like, what hit father say, man? What he say? I'm in the bang Olympics. I win a bang belt. You know what I'm saying? Walk on the mirror. I bang on myself. You know what I'm saying? That remind me of Ajuan for sure. That's the alpha, man. The alpha go bang on everybody. The Sigma, it ain't like he not go bang on you, but you feel me? He may walk away silent afterwards.
Yeah, so I feel like now, like, let's take us back to the streets, right? A lot of people don't even know their personality types, right? So when they get in them altercations, they instantly jump into the alpha,
Yeah.
but they don't get the result that they was expecting.
Yeah, no, most people don't know that. And this is why a lot of people don't, like, if the thing that you do is not aligned with your core values, you're going to walk away disappointed in yourself, right? Because you're going to be acting outside of your character, right? There's some people that can sleep well after they bully somebody. Somebody else, they felt like they bullied you and then they felt like they went against themselves.
Yeah.
So when you act in a moment and you act outside of self, you end up with regrets. You end up feeling ashamed of yourself and guilty and things of that nature. So that's why it's necessary to be able to observe herself, because that's doing that shadow work. Why did I do this? Why did I act like this? Why did I allow them to get me out of character? That's not even aligned with who I am, right? So in the streets, oftentimes when you in a, when you in an environment of other men, right, and you get pressured to do things outside of your character, you go home and then have self-reflection time, right, and be like, damn, man, I did that because, now you feel like a sucker because you might have whooped somebody else because you was pressured to whoop them, not because you feel like they deserve to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you feel like a sucker for whooping somebody else, knowing that that's not really who you are. You feel me? So like, you gotta have a level of self-awareness to be okay with your actions. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of people don't take like personality tests. A lot of people don't study, and you're not told these things to be like, yo, son, like if in the study of yourself, you have to learn what type of man you are. You know what I mean? And
shit, even in a relationship, I
Yeah.
feel like getting in a relationship, you got to take a personality test with the other, even before y'all proceed. You might like somebody because of their beauty, physical features, but whole time y'all don't even align.
see, that's 100%. You know what I mean? A possibility, and that often happens in society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, and this is where it's like, it's not a lot of it's not a lot of empathy for that process, right? People feel like if you pick the wrong person, you got to stay with that person. You know what I mean? And the thing is, person can outgrow you as they learn themselves. So they outgrow you because they're growing into themselves, right? When meaning that they're doing things that's more true to who they are. And then they recognize that when they chose you, it wasn't being true to self, right? It was a part of their process of growth, and they shouldn't have made a decision during their time, but unfortunately they did. So what do? Do you stick out and say, you know what, my life is over, I'm stuck in this decision? Or do you decide to now go into the pathway of your new growth and your newfound enlightenment?
Yeah.
That's the decision that a lot of people end up having to make. All right, now I'm gonna let you. We can curry back to that a little later. You feel me? But I know you had some topics that you wanted to get into.
Oh yeah, I had a few topics to get into, man. First, I seen something that was totally opposite of this. It was actually mind blowing on some Dr. Doolittle type of vibes. You know what I'm saying? I seen that researchers discovered that they can communicate with whales. So I seen a video. This lady was saying hello. The whale started saying hello back. Then she was like 1, 2, 3. The whale mimicked that. Said something else. I was like, damn. But now I know that they just mimicking the sounds that they hear. So they probably don't comprehend nothing. They don't know what hello means. But the thing is,
But they smart though.
they smart as hell. You know, what would you say if the whale actually can comprehend what you saying? What would you ask?
Damn, what would I ask a whale?
Yeah, what would you ask? If
Nobody
they actually,
ever asked me that. Well, well, since you asked me, I gotta ask them. Well, I mean, like, if they could like really like respond in like language is so nuanced. Like, how do you get a response that y'all know that you're responding the same? It's gonna take years for like that to really calculate, because I would want to know about like.
Nah, you say it'll take years, right? The researchers say within 12 months, they gonna figure out the communication skills with these whales, because they using AI to listen to the sounds of the whale and the birds to see like what this sound mean when all the birds come around, and we gonna understand what it means. So they say 12 months.
I know, but it's like, all right, so the whales have their language, we have ours.
Right.
We perceive things through these different lenses of interpretation, right? Emotions, right? Way things feel, our idea of discovering something, our idea of inventing something, like our ideas around ownership, our ideas around time, right? If you ask a whale something that has to do with time, and a whale has no concept of time, then there's no language to, you know what I mean, demonstrate. If you ask a whale, like, you know, how long have you all been around? And a whale only thinks about his own existence and its connection to the collective.
I literally say if it could comprehend what you talking about, what would you ask the whale?
All right, well, I mean, I want to know, sheesh. It's hard to say, because I would want to know about the history of the ocean.
Yeah.
I want to know how deep the ocean
What's
goes.
under the-
I
yeah, I
want to
wanna
know
know
if
what's
there's
down.
another world.
Yeah.
I want to know, like, you know, what type of forms of intelligence that it recognizes, like, have it met. You know what I mean? Like, let's say aliens may have came down from another planet, but we are aliens. Do they see us as aliens coming from another dimension, going into the water world, right? While we are land creatures and air creatures. You know what I mean? Only thing I can ask a whale about is stuff in the ocean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel about us affecting y'all oceans like that and poisoning and polluting? Do y'all feel like we really doing that? Is it as bad as we saying that? You feel me? I gotta ask the whale some questions. I gotta ask it about Moby Dick's story. Was it true? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Bible, they was like in the Bible, you was doing all kinds of stuff.
Have you ever seen The Mermaid?
I gotta ask it about the merman people. You feel me? I gotta ask it about all kind of stuff. Have you seen that last Black Panther movie where the Mexicans was controlling y'all? What you think about that?
Have you ever ate a pirate looking at?
No, that's what I'm asking. Where the loot at?
Yeah,
they know where all the gold at.
That's what I'm going to. Yeah, where all the hidden treasures at?
Yeah,
where all the hidden treasures at?
Where the pyramids, where Atlantis is. You know what I mean? I know human beings on land think they know where it's at. I'm gonna ask the animals. Yeah. You feel me? Like, what's going on? Like, where all the hidden cities at? You feel me? Like, where's the new ocean? Because the new ocean used to be old land. You feel me? Like, we gonna ask some real questions.
Where the pearls at?
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, we gonna ask some real questions to these. They gonna get us rich. Look at people are.
Man. Another thing in AI. Let's get to it. Well, it ain't even AI, right? I seen an article, right? It was a autistic kid. He turned 18, but this guy's like a stone cold hacker, like one of the best in the UK out there in Oxford.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, this guy used the what you call this? The Fire Stick, the TV, the laptop at a hotel to hack into Grand Theft Auto 6 hard drive or whatnot. He like real life hacked it using those 3 tools.
That's some Rain Man stuff right there. That man's smart.
So what the UK decided to do was put him in a mental institution indefinitely for hacking into these people's business system. You know what I'm saying? Now, do you think that was a little extreme, giving him life inside a mental institution?
Man, hell yeah. But I want to know his story though. It got to be some. You know, that's the part about the news.
And when he got interrogated, he told the people he is like highly motivated to continue hacking if they let him go.
They do not play about stuff like that. Yeah. They will put you in, they will give you like life when they figure obviously, but shit. Like they'll put you under because they consider you to be a national security threat. Because the world is cyber. Bro, cut this off.
Oh, man, that's my shit, man. I'm Pooh. We'll call you back, man.
Answer it, man. What's
hold on, wait a minute, man. Hold on, man. I'm finna put you on speaker, man. We live right now on the Man to Man show. Don't say nothing crazy.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
You got a question for us?
I got a question for you. I'm like, why y'all talking about whales?
Why are we talking about whales? So you don't find whales interesting?
Horsefish, what we were talking about.
Oh no. That moment was crazy. He talking about when he started talking about horse fishes and stuff.
Nah, this is uncomparable, man. But we busy right now.
Who's doing the I was gonna ask you who's like panning the video and stuff like that.
Oh, you trying to get production secrets. We gonna holler at you later.
Man. God call you later.
I didn't know y'all I know it was live.
Oh we upgraded. I call you back. Yeah, that's brother Pooh, man. So anyway, what you was saying, man, you think it's a little extreme, but they just don't play that shit.
No, it's 100% extreme, but you gotta understand why they do it. Like in cases like that where you could be a cybersecurity threat to, like not just like anybody. Like that can cause billions of dollars in damage just because a kid wanna play. You know what I'm saying? To where you can start hacking into the NSA, CIA, FBI, these companies, like you being on the street, there's certain type of minds. This is what you gotta understand about the world. There are certain type of minds that are dangerous to the fabric of society, right? Gifted minds are not celebrated, right? Unless you work for the powers that be. So if they can't control you and you have a level of extreme intelligence, they will kill you and lock you away.
For sure.
Right? Because they cannot have you out there. You're like a, they're trying to build supercomputers, and you're like a supercomputer that's unhinged. So when you tell them, I'm gonna keep doing it, then how can they let you free when they don't see a foreseeable future?
He giving me
of controlling
Socrates
you?
vibes though. You know, he's like, shit, I'm a hacker.
Right, but
I ain't
where do you
conforming.
give people a chance to? Why would they let you free if
They
you go do the
suppose
same thing?
what the UK should do, right? They should hire him like in their government. And he like, cause you got to think the wars in the future ain't gonna be like on the field and shit. We attacking each other. It's gonna be cyber attacks and shit. You need somebody like him on the team, for real.
But I'm just saying, yeah, they should, but there might be a reason because he obviously probably don't want to work for them.
Right.
And they say he got a spectrum of autism.
Yeah.
So he probably wouldn't be good at working for nobody. You know what I'm saying? He's obviously like got a child mind. He wants to hack games. You know what I mean? And that's what he wants to leak. But that's they work on them games for years. So when you leak that information, and you mess up their whole rollout plan, you mess with people's jobs, you messing with billions of dollars, literally.
Right.
Nah, they don't
I'm
play
gonna
like
die
that.
your consequences that happen behind
Yeah.
mines too. If you hack into the brand over here, you going to jail.
You going stop snitching. You going against billionaires. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he talking about. I ain't sending nobody to jail. He
Man, we
snitching.
corporate thugging now, man. We ain't in the streets no more. You going to jail, you hack the brand.
I don't support snitching, man.
You ain't got to make the police report. Yeah.
Oh, you got them kind of connections?
Stop it, bro. Anyway. Oh, yeah. Speaking of connections, right? I connected, my phone had one dead. I connected it to the charger. It came back on. Got on social media. I seen my homegirl won Song of the Year. Sexy Red.
That's not your homegirl.
For Ski Yeet.
All right.
St. Louis in the building, man. You hear me? Now, me personally, I don't think that was the Song of the Year. That should have been chose for Song of the Year. However, I feel like nowadays you got to judge the music from a different metric. But my answer might even be intertwined, might confuse y'all because I might be talking about the business instead of the music. Nowadays you gotta have a gimmick or an antic with your music when you roll out a song. Back in the day you didn't have to do that. You had to have the lyrics, for sure. But I know Nas put out 2 albums this year and he ain't really like get none of the attention that Sexy Red got. So how did hip hop go from like lyricism to just gimmicks and antics?
Well, I know, here's the thing. It also goes to these lists. Who are these people that give accreditation? Rolling Stone? She not up for a Grammy.
Yeah.
Grammy supposed to be the highest. How you got the Song of the Year if you're not up for a Grammy? Is these lists payola? Right? Nas up for a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Hit Boy and them up for a Grammy right now. You feel me? So it's like, a lot of this, I mean, she got a machine behind her. We no longer grade music by whether it's good music. We grade it by metrics of success outside of music. We grade it by theatrics, you know what I mean? We grade it by numbers, you know what I mean? Like stuff that have nothing to do with music.
Yeah.
Because a person can take a song and musically, you wouldn't say, all right, musically, this is a good song. But it's like McDonald's. You know, McDonald's can sell a goddamn hamburger 1 million times, but a 5-star chef may only sell 5,000 hamburgers. Which one is better? Obviously, the chef. You're going to want that every time. But if you judging the burger on which one sold the most, which is the numbers, then right now you're talking about this is the best burger.
Right.
Why? Because more people can afford this, or people have less, you know, the taste palette is not as well. When in reality, you know, if they did have good taste, or if we talking about just music itself, this one is going to be loved by more people, but less people have the opportunity to even try this.
Yeah.
That one is pushed in front of more people. It's microwavable. It's something that they use as a machine for just generating cash. It has nothing to do with good music.
Yeah, cause I know, like a lot of people were saying, well, it don't even matter about the good music no more. Yes, it do, because the good music gonna have that longevity to it. All the gimmicks and shit, that's just fleeting. Like it's popping right now. How many times y'all got on TikTok and 1 week it was this trend, Now this week is a different trend. You know, all of that just fleeting. So I feel like the artists, y'all need to start taking the craft a little more serious and getting on, like, start making more meaningful things. Cause I would have thought that the J. Cole and Lil Durk song "All My Life" would have been song of the year.
All my life.
You know,
Hell
like everybody
yeah.
was slapping that. Even Gunna song that "Fuck You Mean," like that was a bop of this year. For sure.
But you like, but that's what I'm saying. Good music, like you can even get hottest artist of the year. But good music.
She definitely was the hottest artist of the year. For
I
sure.
mean, it's debatable. You know what I mean? On category, I guess it depends on what the metrics are for grading that. And it's the thing, they never give us the scale to say, okay, this is how we came up with that. When you just put people in those slots, the point of doing that is so people talk about you. The point of doing that is so people knowing who you are. There's always better artists than mainstream artists, right? But do they get the opportunity? My music is better. You know what I'm saying? Now, ain't nobody got to hear it yet, but it's still better. Pooh is better. Jack Hella is better. You better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, let me keep it that wild. My bro, he just dropped the album. What's my brother? I had him on tour. Why am I forgetting my brother's name? I just seen him.
D1.
No, not D1. Bro with the dreads from Houston. He from the Loop. He from the Loop, but he out there in Texas. Come on, man. Come on. I'm be terrible with names sometimes. I don't know why I do this to myself.
Well, I was working on tour. I ain't see none of your shows on the tour.
In Houston. You was in Houston, man.
Yeah, I straight know exactly who you talking about too.
AJ
McQueen. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
AJ McQueen. So yeah, my bro AJ McQueen, he raw with it. You feel me? Like, it's some raw artists that's out there. Next time I'm gonna have a list of like these new underground artists that's out there.
Pooh just dropped some new music too. Make sure y'all go tap in with
What he
him.
just dropped?
He finna drop that spiritual shit featuring Steve Jones. Make sure y'all check that out.
All right, so you plugging you. You
Oh,
ain't really plugging by shit. You ain't really plugging.
I'm
Pooh. You
plugging the squad, man. You did one band, one sound.
Remember when we used to battle and I used to beat you all the time?
I don't remember that.
Bro, don't cap.
And I got the brain of a whale.
You might as well remove your hat.
We was in college. We had a battle before, and I actually won. Like, this is facts.
No cap.
Well, he couldn't get in the battle. He didn't want to get in that battle. He know.
I couldn't get in the battle because I got kicked out of the dorm room because I was wilding.
So
and I
tapped into my alpha, and I went in there and brought the trophy
had this
home.
soft TA that used to just try to play with me. You know what I'm saying? And I told him don't play with me, and then I cursed him out, and then I told him I was gonna whoop his ass, and then I got kicked out. So I couldn't enter the battle. That's the only reason. Otherwise, you would have lost, and everybody else that went against me would have lost.
Nah, I
And
killed dude though. I ain't gonna even lie. Like, he was rapping and he had on some messed up shoes. So my whole time he was rapping, I was just looking at his shoes. So when it was my turn, I said, I'm about to kill him in his worst way. On the count of 3, everybody tell his shoes happy birthday.
Damn.
Like, that's how I started it. So the crowd went crazy. They was laughing. I was like, what's up with him? He 19, dog. You must have grown up in him. That's what I actually said. Now I remember it. I swear to God. That was a funny classic story. But anyway.
Sir cap a lot.
Nah. What's this? Oh,
That's that Socrates.
Oh, yeah.
That's that Socrates freestyle. I should wear Socrates. My year to hire me. I work well by myself, so I hired me. Boss, I should part a C. But then shark teeth. High level conversations for the smarter people. The devil want me bad, but I'm not evil. Feminine soft features. Ula taught teachers. Rants on the beat, so I deliver. Ooh. Drag queening, who turned you into demons. I'm Muhammad Constantine, frequency. They ain't bars, this is like freedom. Come on, why they playing with them? Yeah. You gotta vibe with the energies, man. When I be freestyling, I just let the vibes go. Yeah. I be everything I'm doing with the world and more. Every little boy wants to turn to a girl. And every little girl bring the fathers of the world on a father who's missing. That's the truth. Or maybe we need to learn how to take out. Take me another who. Take accountability. I learn from the spooks. Woo. Babe, I learned them. You never know what's gonna happen on man to man. Emotions. Filling down my eyes. I'm in the man of wolf. I'm in the battle cry. Emotions. I'm straight out from Oakland. Roughest season, still rolling. I've been through the, still fighting. Like I'm getting married.
There you go.
They not.
Yeah.
Body surgery. Being told and fold. Get old. Like our president's age. The damn sage before I enter this place. New space like stars from the. Woo. Look at how I spark this. Look at how I move in a. I think this cheaper than Black Friday prices. I'm high level, they just high. Woo. I'm not playing, just talking to the God within, praying to the sky. And they don't. Just the F or Y. They not to be assimilated. Salam alaikum. We don't deal with bacon and handshaking. It's all lies in your eyes. Till you get out the way so I could find it. Where the fuck the lions? All I see is. All right, man. See, you wasn't expecting that.
Nah, really. I'm so like, whoa, what did this just turn into?
That was a freestyle, one take Jake. You know what I mean? That's how the mind works. You know what I mean? We went in there. I don't always do one take Jakes, but that was a one take Jake. And I was gonna go do another one. They was like, nah, that was raw. So I said, cool, we just gonna ride with that.
You talking about basic. I was the only one in the studio that day.
The engineer too.
Oh yeah, all right. Yeah.
Just
leave it like
you
that.
Got a lighter?
I've been doing a lot of A&R work, man, for this upcoming Keys album that's about to drop, man. You dig? So y'all gotta know it's gonna be some vibes on that for sure.
My
for
shit
sure.
talking about as long as hell. It's a freestyle, B.
For
Just thank God. Why you over here complaining? Just thank God when you hear some vibes. You know what I'm about? All right, let me go into the 4 personality types real quick. So this really goes into, and this is to be more specific, the 4 personality types that you need on your team, right? So we're gonna go in. So let me find it out real quick. All right, just to give y'all some frameworks. What was you saying, Steve?
I forgot now. Shit, go ahead, go into the personality.
You forgot.
Nah, I mean, I know we was talking about the, the Nas and the Sexy Red situation, but we
I mean, to kind of like harp on that a little more. Yeah, like remember the mixtape era. Mixtape era, you got real rap because, and we had like a long discussion about this earlier, but I was listening to I forgot what it was, one of them little like hip hop mixtape, you know what I mean, blogs, and they was explaining like, or they was showing, they was asking who had the better verse, and it was like Nas, Jada Kiss. It was like a bunch of Lil Wayne, a bunch of different people that all like remixed 50 Cent's song.
Many Man, yeah.
And it was just an era where you got to judge talent, completely off talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get to judge off talent. We talking about who got the most money, first week sales. People don't even know how first week sales work. You know what I'm saying? None of that matters. Like, that has nothing to do, but we get influenced by what's popular, so we like it because it's popular, right? Not because it's good. which is a dangerous because that makes the artist now end up having to do things for the sake of right money or what's popular,
influence and attention, and it might be it might be outside their personality type, which is why it don't work for them no more. You see a lot of these artists now, they was hot last year. And they was actually on the same agenda as the Sexy Reds, but she just stand out a little more to the point where they ain't paying attention and they doing everything they can to get back in that algorithm. They becoming fiends of the algorithm. They going to get their breasts done, all type of stuff just to get the attention, but the people ain't rocking with them. Once the machine off you, it's off you. So you gotta take it and run with it while you can.
Now you said you can't go back to St. Louis unless you give Sexy Red her props, right?
Nah. My thing is, I was joking with you, but on some real shit, right? Anybody who makes it out of St. Louis legally, right, without like doing any criminal activity, and they like make a way for themselves, and they start taking care of their people coming back, I'll salute you, because I know how hard it is coming out of that city. You did. So when I say I don't do no like Sexy Red slander, my thing is I'll save my critique on Shorty, because I actually know her. I know her peoples. I got family out there. And I salute anybody who come from that environment, because we got the #1 crime
that I can
rate
agree
in
with
the whole country.
That
and
I
it's
can
been like
agree
that
with.
Since I was in high school, #1. You did.
That I can agree with.
So anybody who get out of there and they got a level of success, from SZA to the Nellies to the even to
Cedric the
Entertainers to us, I salute
I'm from Oakland.
Yeah, but I mean,
No.
yeah, but
I was born in St. Louis,
went
to Roosevelt High School.
Now I might not align with the
Gateway.
things, you know, so I might not align with nothing that everybody do.
But I mean, you play it every single day when we be at the gym.
Cut it out, man. First it was Nicki, now it's Sexy.
Bro, we was doing the goddamn workout earlier, and you talking about some ski. I'm like, who are you listening to? We doing deadlifts. He talking about some ski. I was like, what the hell is he listening to?
Deadlifts to my ski.
He doing deadlifts to Sexy Red. Yo, I'm like, bro, gotta chill. I respect you, but bro, like, I don't know what's going on with
but
you,
shout out to Sexy Red, man. She just went back out there and did a toy giveaway for the people too, man. You did. And then, you know, the good that I get from Sexy Red is she able to spark conversations and discussions as this one that we having on the couch. So that's the good that I get out of her music. I guess you did.
I'ma just let it go.
It's about this my PR answer.
I'ma just let it go. Nah, shout out to anybody doing their thing that ain't destructive to the black community. That's what I would say. If you fall into that category, then no, I don't rock with you.
My shout out brother Yaki.
Yeah.
So we the balance of all of that. You dig? So
well, it ain't no balance, to be honest.
It's not.
It's lopsided. It's lopsided. St. Louis is a unfortunate place, you know, growing up there, man. You know, we just had a partner who just lost another one of his brothers. You know what I mean? Somebody we grew up with. That's 3 brothers in the last few years. It's only one.
Last 2 years. He lost
the last 2 years. I
lost 2 of them this year.
Pay for his last brother's funeral.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was just earlier this year. You know what I'm talking about? And now, while he locked up, all his brothers are gone. You know what I mean? Like, St. Louis is so treacherous. It's like, I want to do my documentary, and people that would have been in the documentary keep dying. You feel me? So it's like, now I got to hurry up, because it's like, I don't know how many people gonna be left to tell the story. You know what I mean? Like, what they seen, who was around. Like, I always talk about, if I was to go back, there's nobody there left. Yeah. Like,
I tell all my people, I'm not going back. FaceTime me. We get on a Zoom link or some shit. Send a link there, but I don't
Zoom link. That's funny. That's funny. A Zoom link. Man, ain't nobody in St. Louis got no Zoom links.
Ain't no Wi-Fi towers or nothing. It's like bad out there, man.
No, shout out to St. Louis. I will be going back to St. Louis, man. Inshallah, next year sometime. We probably gonna do like just a small situation I want to do in St. Louis, though, for those who really want to lock in and tap in. You know, I meet people from St. Louis all the time. They be like, bro, on my journey of getting out of St. Louis, you helped me tap into my higher self. You know what I mean? People from Oakland and St. Louis, I always got an affinity for. You know what I'm saying? But making it out of St. Louis is definitely special. Like, my bro Jason died recently. You know what I'm saying? That it be people you don't even expect to die in St. Louis. Sometimes it don't even be gun violence. It just be like stupid things.
Random shit.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it's a black cloud over that city, unfortunately, that just continues to be a cycle that becomes hard to break. And I think a lot of people, they need to leave the cities that they from in order to break the cycle.
However, though, even though like when people leave out that city, I do feel like it's important to always go back every blue moon to remind yourself of your whys, why you left, why you got to continue your mission, why you got to keep moving forward. Because you know, if you when you stay connected to the roots, ain't no need to fear the wind. You did what I'm saying? So you got to tap into that energy that made you get on that path in the first place to want to change your life, you know? And shit, St. Louis do a good job of it reminding me, because when I go back there, it be so slow now. I be like, man, I gotta go. Like, I'm so used now to us. We doing like 7 interviews today, and we
Yeah,
in
I
this
do
city.
that.
I can't sit down there that long.
I do that by going to Lake Merritt in Oakland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes just going through the old neighborhoods in Oakland. Because when last time I went to the old neighborhood in St. Louis, it's gone. It ain't nothing to remind me no more. You know what I mean? It's gone. It's a nice neighborhood now. You know, but in Oakland, like, I feel it because Oakland is when I was coming up with the dream here. St. Louis, I didn't come up with the dream. Oakland is. Oakland is when I had the dream about what I wanted to do in the mission. And I'm walking around Oakland and thinking about it and talking to other people and telling them what my dream is. So when I run into people and they be like, bro, you did everything you said you was gonna do. I gotta remind and go back to that place of that young man that was cultivated. So that's that cultivation.
Shit, even when I first left St. Louis and moved to Oakland a few years ago, right? It opened up my mind to like, damn,
Oakland scared you.
I can actually have my own building and sell merch out the building. Like I was saying, like so many black entrepreneurs who had their own shop. I never really seen that in St. Louis. Like I knew a few people who was getting to it, had their little brands and whatnot going. But it's like as far as like everybody on the block, all these black owned shops and all that, that was my first time seeing that in Oakland. It just changed my whole mindset.
Most of them gone now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There was one behind my shop. There was a lady that was upstairs. She gone. I believe she in LA now. The guy that I was renting the shop from, Baba, he's gone. Run the World, he's now in Atlanta. The Soul Shop down the street, they gone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Shit,
all
you
of
gone.
them. I'm gone. You got Mr. Fab there. Shout out to
Mr.
Mr.
Fab
Fab.
still holding on.
He holding it down.
He holding it down, and then he actually got the shop that's popping the most over there.
Shout out to Mr. Fab.
Yeah.
I actually can't wait to go. Oakland, I plan on doing some real work in Oakland, inshallah, in 2024 as well. Shout out to New Era. I want to do some work with them out in Oakland, and I got to make an appointment to go out there and meet Mr. Fab for his men's. It's like therapy sessions that he do. You know what I'm saying? Where he bring the people together and everything, and he putting it all on his dime. So, you know, if you from Oakland, you're going to give donations to what they got going on out there, make sure y'all go contact Mr. Fab. He does a hell of a job inspiring, being a real mayor of the city, you feel me? So, yeah, shout out to my bro. I want to get into this, though.
Yeah, let's get
These 4 personality types that every team needs. Every team needs 4 different people, right? So let me know in the comments which one you resonate with the most. And send this video to your team and somebody else if you feel like, you know what I mean, they can be in connection with this, right? So first you have the Falcons. The Falcons are the organizers. The Falcon associated with the god Horus represents leadership, vision, and authority. Just as the falcon soars high above the ground, these individuals can see the big guide and the big picture and guide their team towards success. Falcons excel at organizing, setting goals, and providing clear direction for the team, right? Ibis, which is the idea creator. The Ibis associated with the god Tahuti, or Thoth rather, symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, and creativity. These individuals are the thinkers and innovators of a team, generating new ideas and coming up with inventive solutions to problems. The Abyss is an apt representation of those who bring fresh perspective and inspire continuous improvements. Jackals. The jackals are the action takers. The jackal associated with the god Anubis represents resourcefulness, adaptability, and swift action. These individuals are quick to execute a task and are skilled at overcoming obstacles in order to achieve their goals. The jackal's ability to thrive in various environments make it a fitting symbol for those who ensure tasks are completed efficiently and effectively. The cows. The cows are the relationship builders. The cow associated with the goddess Hathor. It symbolizes nurturing and abundance and support. These individuals excel at fostering cooperation and creating a positive work environment. Cows represent those who prioritize relationship building, promoting trust and collaboration, and maintaining strong communication amongst the members. So if we let's put it like this, right? So let's say you have an idea that you want to present to the team, right?
Yeah.
Each one of these people are going to look at this idea in different way, right? And this is important for any mastermind. So let's start with the organizers, right? You want to put together a network, right? And you want to get things done. You say, hey, I want to put together this, let's say a show. Let's just scale it down. You want to put together a podcast, right? You trying to get everybody excited about this idea. So you got these 4 different people. The organizers go start thinking about all of the things that they have to put in order to make it work. All right, we got to get this done. We got to set up the channel. We got to make sure it's monetized. We got to get the thumbnail, right? We got to make sure that we got the subject. We got to get the subject. What about the guests that we going to have?
Angles,
That's the way the organizer is going to think, right? So the person that's good at that particular aptitude of thinking, that's the person you want to have managing and like organizing.
Those are the people that pay close attention to the details.
Right. You know what I mean? Same if you telling y'all about to go take a vacation somewhere, they thinking about all of the things that have to be organized in order for that to work out.
Is the flights gonna land in time for us to get to the room?
So Mechi is the organizer in our crew for sure.
For sure, yeah.
Ibis are idea creators, right? The idea creators is the visionaries. They usually had a big picture. They usually had the ideas, right? I'll definitely be Ibis a lot to where I'm gonna come up with the ideas, right? This is what we about to do. This is what we need to do. You go see things from different dimensions, angles, and perspectives, right? This is where yours is like a divine source of wisdom and knowledge, right? And intuitive understanding about things. And you get this source of a divine inspiration, right? And you need that amongst the team. But it's not the only thing, right? Because an idea without organization is entropy, it's chaos. It's not worth that much. But if you can organize it, then it's good. So this person, when it's time to go on vacation, I know where we should go. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go this. They got plenty of ideas for you. Oh, it's going to be amazing. They setting the picture in your mind. You need that person on your team to enthuse and impregnate everybody with the ideas. Right? Then you got the jackals, the action takers. Right? These are the people. Yeah, Steve. All right, what we got to do then? You know what I mean? What needs to be done? I'm going to execute it. You know what I mean? We need to go get tasks run. These are like, these are the soldiers. You know what I mean? The jackals is not playing no games because, they figure that their value can be harnessed best by executing the things that will stifle
and it aligns with the personality type. This is what we do. I know I'm good at going ahead getting this executed shit. So that's where it kick in that.
Because otherwise, a lot of times what happens is you have you can have a meeting with too many jackals. You know what I'm saying? Too many ibis. Everybody has ideas. Nobody wants to be the jackal to go execute, right? So, or you have no falcons in there that's gonna organize everything, right? You know, they gonna be making sure that there's a schedule for it. They gonna be making sure that we gotta call a driver. They gonna think about things that can go wrong. They gonna put everything in organization so you can follow a step-by-step execution. So sometimes you got too many organizers and they don't have no ideas, right? You got a bunch of executors that don't know how to organize, right? So they're not doing things in a systematic way so they can get done. They hustlers, they can execute, but the system is what needed. And this is why you don't need to be everything, but one of my greatest quotes is, you wanna get something done, do it yourself. You wanna do more, get you a team. So last but not least, the cows. The cow, don't look at cows as like, I know what people thinking, I don't want to be a cow, I don't want to be no big fat cow. No, listen.
I don't want to be no big fat cow.
You never see a cow by themselves. Cow always with the family, man. You feel me? Cow always with the family. The cows are the relationship builders. The cows are sacred as well. So it's like, all right, in every without the network, it don't matter. The cows gonna be the ones that when you know, who do we need to call? The cow gonna think about every relationship that needs to be built along the way in order for y'all to succeed. You're gonna need somebody that needs to be social. Sometimes a visionary don't want to be social. I got the idea, I don't want to talk to nobody, right? Sometimes you end up having to play multiple roles.
I was just gonna say that
Yeah.
sometimes, cause for instance, I know I be having to tap into the jackal and the cow personality traits when we out in a private party or something. You know, I'm gonna guide me on the metro. We gonna run around here and see who a good candidate to come on the show. I'm gonna have to get the contact. I know Keys ain't finna be running around here doing that. I don't even want him to present himself like that in that room. So that's when I'm gonna step up and take on that duty. Like, oh, I'm gonna get the networks.
Right.
You know, make it make sense. You
And
know?
inside the organization, the
Yeah.
cow is gonna think about making sure the relationships are tight amongst the members as well.
Oh yeah, you gotta
You know what I
check
mean?
on your bros. Make
Yeah.
sure, like I know I met you be doing it. Like we hit them up. Like, man, it's time you take a nap,
Right.
get a spa day, bro. Like go on here to sit down. Bro.
What we
like,
gonna do? We gonna
it's
go.
okay.
We going fencing,
Yeah.
and we going
Fishing.
I don't know about
We gonna.
fishing.
I want to go talk to
We
the
going
whales
skiing. We go film all of this. We go ski, fencing, skiing.
and skydiving.
You ready for that?
I'm ready.
You
I'm
meet,
ready. If y'all heard it on here, I'm ready.
You meet the height requirements.
Do I meet the height requirements? Cut it out, man. Straight up.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna be closer to the ground before.
I'm just saying, as long as I got the parachute and it works, I'm good. I'm jumping out the plane, but
My
let's
dog.
go. Let's go do
That's what
that.
I'm talking about.
You did.
See how we got that? We ready to go. This is Jackal talk, right?
Yeah.
Let's go do it. Now somebody else like, all right, we gotta organize this.
Gotta think about this shit. We can go tomorrow.
How we gonna get it done? You know what I'm saying? Your brain gets racked with all the process. You feel me? You know, our brain get racked with, we just excited to go. We like, let's go do it. That's real Jackal
I'm thinking
talk.
about the end vision. I know, let's go get it.
You get excited about the
sure.
idea where the goddamn organizer.
But yeah, like you said, everyone is necessary though. It ain't
Yeah.
like even the visionary. Nobody is more important or less important. Everybody like come together. One band, one sound.
So let me ask y'all, which one cause you can be a multitude of abundance of a bunch of them, but which one do you feel like you are dominant, right? Like, is it the cow, right? The relationship builder, like, and let's get more preference to the cow. So let's say y'all going on vacation. I heard a CIA guy talk about this. You go on a vacation and say, you know, you don't want to go unless friends there. You don't want to go unless family there, right? So you also that type of person where like family, friends, relationships matter to you the most. It's about not just the experience, about who you're going with, not just the fact that you're going, right? So you're not really tripping about the time. It's about not the place. You're worrying about like who's going to be there. You feel me? So those cows are very important in that dynamic. The falcons, the jackals, which one do you relate to the most? The falcon, the ibis, the jackal, or the cow? Put them in the comments, put them in the comments, put them in the comments. All right. There was this story I want to get into a little bit. And you tell me. So it was a story of the golden fish. So it was these two brothers, and it's a golden fish that grants these wishes. So two brothers go up to the golden fish, and the fish says, you can ask me for anything that you want, whatever you want. This is golden fish with these nice big scales. They heard about this fish because people in the village had been going, but there was this old man that warned them, do not get your wish, or be careful what you wish for, the age-old tale. So they was like, whatever, old man. If this is a place where I can go get my wishes done, I'm going to do it, right? So the brothers went up there, and the fish said, I'll grant you anything. One brother said, listen, I want money, you know what I mean, wealth and power. And the fish said, okay, granted. The other one said, man, I just want wisdom, joy, and happiness, you know what I mean? And the fish is like, granted. So next thing you know, now they're both getting their wishes granted. The brother that got the wealth and the power, he still finds himself unhappy.
Yeah.
Right, because he figured out that now he has to do everything to maintain his wealth and power. It came with this deep responsibility, and now he's like, I don't feel any better than I did before when I got it. The brother that got the wealth, peace, you know what I mean, and joy, he's enjoying life, right? Not only that, like everywhere he goes, people love him. They give him things, they give him gifts, right? Um, the brother that was getting that had the wealth, he ended up starting to losing a lot of his wealth, right? Because he didn't want to maintain it anymore. He started to feel disconnected to it, and he started to do all of these things like spending money on drinking, drugs, all of these things just to try to cope and make himself feel something, right? So now he started building up all of these big expenses. He had people around him that he didn't like, and then so he decided to go to the brother with the wealth and the peace and the joy, and he asked him because remember that brother had the wisdom. What should I do, right? And the brother said, just spend time with me, right? I'll show you how to live. And so this younger brother, or I don't know if he was a younger brother, the story doesn't really describe, he ended up getting wealth as well because even though he didn't need it, he ended up getting wealth as well because people were willing to just pay him to be in his presence. People like wanted to book him to speak. People wanted to be around him. And, you know, that kind of goes into this lesson of what people go for in life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People wish for the wealth. People wish for the power. People wish for the fame. But it could be that very thing that bring you down because, you know, you want the thing that's not connected to anything, right? If you get the money and it's not connected to, like, I believe true wealth is joy. Like, and this is sound cliche to somebody that's out there listening, but if you don't have peace and you got money without peace, this is why a lot of people are depressed because they don't feel connected to what they have or what they do, right? But when you got joy, you need less to feel more. Like joy to me is like being in the moment, being present, feeling the air, feeling like being able to breathe, right? And then when you do what you love, it's the reverse process of building wealth. Because the wealth will come because you become magnetic. So you attract people who have those things that desire what you have, which is the true sense of self, which is the wisdom, which is the peace, which is the joy, which is all those things. So a lot of people don't realize is that you may get your wish. You may get everything that you thought that you wanted, only to get it and realize it's not none of what you needed, right? And it can be self-destructive because the responsibility of maintaining it can bring you to a lesser place than how you felt before you had it.
Well, in that type of situation, you gotta, you know that saying, study thyself. You gotta categorize like all the different parts of yourself. Like, I might be fulfilled in my bank account, right? Financially, I might be fulfilled, but mentally, it's fucking me up inside because I gotta keep ditching it out. Everybody call me when they want something, so I gotta manage myself. How do I deal with this mentally? Am I letting it eat me up too much? I need to figure out new coping mechanisms in order to deal with it. But you gotta do that in a few different areas to get that joy that you want. So in all of that varies from the different people, you know, because you might be economically good and mentally good, but you got another issue, you know.
But that's where if you are worried about the world, then you are already losing yourself because you're allowing your thoughts to be carried away from you, right? If you allow yourself to, like, and this is this attachment that we have as human beings with emotions, right? Is that we tend to feel closer to people if we can suffer with them and suffer for them. But I don't need to do that because if I'm suffering for you and with you, then it decreases my ability to help
bonding.
you. I don't want to do
We
that.
don't do that. Yeah.
So, you know, the idea is, number one, you have to, and we feel selfish, which is wrong to feel bad about being selfish because it's the focus on self. Or as Baba Kamane talk about being self-full, right? You have to be self-full, right? There's nothing wrong with being self-full, right? It's a good thing. So when you dealing with family, when you're dealing with friends, and you feel bad about being in a good place and they're not in a good place, right? That's showing you don't really have the right art of living and thinking in the mind, right? Because if they should want you to feel good, the way you want them to feel good. So a lot of times people make themselves feel bad so they don't have to feel bad about feeling good. So, you know, you got a family member that's not doing good, so you're like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't go enjoy myself too much, or somebody that died, you feel like you have to go mourn a certain type of way and feel low in order for you to feel good. And when I say good, I mean morally good, as a good person. But I believe that no, you have to live your life and at the highest level in order to bring people up to that higher level, right? And the responsibility to not trigger people is not on you. Your wealth should not trigger someone else. Yes, your generosity, your philanthropy, all of that should be there. You're supposed to always do as much as you can for another person so that they can help themselves, right? But if you do too much, you become a crutch. And by helping them, you hurt yourself because nothing you do will ever be enough. And so now they're constantly hitting you up and you just want them to be, okay. You want them to be good. You want them to be great. And it's like, damn, no matter what I do, you always got a problem. Now I realize helping you is part of your problem. Because instead of you leaning on yourself to become stronger, to become better, you feel like you can always get to this place to lean on me. And I become a crutch for you.
And sometimes people always think like the money fixes their problem, because a lot of the problems be like the root of it, they think it's money, but actually the root of it really don't even be the money. Because once you get the money, right, now you get to like, damn, I got a ditch, I got this to do, got that to do. So you still feel incomplete. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to figure out, damn, what am I really missing in life? How do I really want to build my life and create a new feeling for myself? That's what people got to work on. It's hard figuring out that little part. And then you ain't got the time to figure it out sometimes. Some women probably be having to juggle with the kids and work, then come home and really got the time to work on themselves,
Yeah, man, I think there's not a lot of empathy for mothers.
Yeah.
Parents, but mothers as well. Mothers, I think a lot of times get the short end of the stick. Like a lot of times. Because the amount of fathers who have abandoned their position in life, in their roles, has created a lopsided balance to where mothers become misandric, to where they hate men and they forget that they're raising sons.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that this is the most dangerous thing when you see women talk about men, they forget that they are raising sons. And you're supposed to raise a son to where it reaches his height. And the only way you can do that is you have to have some men in your life that you honor, so that he honors that image and that archetype and wanting to become and fulfill that as well. But if what he knows is the narrative of men being ain't-ish, then of course he's going to look at that as, well, there's nothing for me to become, right? He wants to be the opposite of that, so he ends up being more like his mother, lacking, right, the ability to truly be a man, therefore creating a cycle of men who don't take on responsibilities, who don't take on roles. Now your daughters don't have any viable suitors for them to marry, for them to be with, for them to take care of, because you're not raising your child, right, to be an honorable man, because he's hearing that there are no honorable men. He's hearing that men ain't ish. We don't think about the ears and the consciousness of the children as we do these things, right? Like this generation have the internet. They watching their parents on here just acting a fool and dishing out all they rumors, gossip, baby daddy, baby mama drama. These children are watching that.
Yeah.
You don't think, if I got the internet and I'm a child, first thing I'm gonna look up is what my mom and pops are saying.
And once they hit the internet, it's there for life.
It's over with.
It's over with.
Nobody
I hate
cares
seeing
about the
that type of
children,
stuff,
man.
yeah.
I think we gotta stop being, we gotta stop doing that, because we're ruining the generation, because they're listening to the algorithm and what we putting in, and we poisoning the algorithm when we don't honor each other. There are plenty of beautiful, amazing, talented black women out there. There are great black women for you. There are great women for you out there in the world. I would never set my son up to tell them women ain't ish. Because now he has to treat them like they ain't ish. You know what I mean? No, there are beautiful women, and you have to be a great man in order to magnify your presence. There was something we was watching earlier where the girl was saying that she said that she doesn't want men, she tired of men approaching her and talking to her, and she wants them to just leave her alone because there's a bunch of weirdos and y'all be doing too much. And the guy was describing, he said, you know, when you do that, this is what tends to happen. The men that you don't want to talk to you are the men who usually talk to you, because what happens is that usually you got the men that are social, that don't know social cues, right? Meaning that they don't know how to like listen and like respond and catch on.
She think I'm weird.
Like no, she's serious. Like she don't want you to talk to her. They don't have enough self-awareness to know that. So those are the men that's gonna talk to you regardless, because they don't know how to take social cues when a woman say leave her alone. Then you have the men that feel like, man, she ain't talking to me, right? So the ones that are the alpha males, the bravadoed assholes sometimes, like, man, shit, that don't apply to me. I'm at her. You feel me? So those are ones go talk to her regardless if she really wanted to be left alone. Then you have the men that she probably really won't, but they actually listen. Oh, she said don't talk to her. Well, I'm gonna respect her and leave her alone, right? And so she usually probably end up going with the man that's the alpha, that's the asshole that say, man, shit, that's for me, right? The so-called bad boy archetype. You feel me? And then the one that don't talk to her,
choice, huh?
right? And the one that don't talk to her, that listen, is the one that she probably should be with, but he's respecting her. So she never even gets the opportunity because that's the vibes that she putting off. So it goes into the paradox of being careful, again, what you ask for, right? Because you don't actually know how, we don't think about it in those terms, to where it's like, it's a filtering process in society when you do that. You know what I mean? And you got to be dangerous because you got to be careful rather, because if you don't, then the very thing that you don't want to happen happens because of this paradox. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, it's almost like a lose-lose in that situation.
But everything in life is a paradox. That's why you got to learn how to polarize and, you know, neutralize when it comes to things in life, you know? Because, shit, you can ask for something, but you don't necessarily have to, like, fall into the opposite end of the scale either.
Well,
you know?
Ask for what you want and be specific.
Yeah.
So this is the cross category what men and women have as an issue. Is we talk about what we don't want so much, is that's the only thing we get, right? Because that's the only thing we throwing out there to come back.
Thought. Yeah.
Right. If you got a jar, and you walk into a room and tell a child, don't say these 5 cuss words, right? All the child heard was those 5 cuss words. Now that's what's in that child's brain. What did that child wants to say? The words that you just told them. Instead, if you go in there, right, and you give them the type of words, the strong words that you want them to utilize, that's what's in their brain. That's what's most likely they go parody and mimic. The world is the same way. The universe is the same way, right? It's not going to dissociate, right, what you don't want, because you actually put in more feeling of things you don't want. So the goal is to say, no, what is the type of man you want, the type of woman you want? What is the type of things you want? And be specific on that stream of thought. Right?
Because you create what
men
you
and women
celebrate.
Don't know.
You create what you celebrate.
How many people say they
fast.
ain't got no type? Right? People say that, but everybody has a type, not in the sense that you may not be boggled down by it, but be specific. You know what I'm saying? When you go in business, you know how much money you want to make. Successful entrepreneurs, a relationship is a business. What type of woman do you want? What type of man do you want? Say that. Don't say what you don't want, because that's what you're going to get. Right? Say exactly what you do want. Be very specific. And it's not saying you'll get everything on that list, because you may be crazy thinking in that manner. Right?
TLC had y'all out here saying y'all don't want no scrub. And look at you now.
Yeah, that's all they got left with. You know what I mean? I think we just got a cold world today, man.
Nah, but yeah, speaking of amazing women, because we do got some amazing women, especially out here in this industry. I seen the good sister Taraji P. Henson actually coming to tears, expressing how Hollywood treat her and some of the fellow actresses. Now, we've been seeing this go on for the past few months. The actors been upset about they payout. You know, they putting in all this work and they getting the breadcrumbs. I remember when the good sister Monique spoke about this years ago. She actually got blacklisted for saying the same thing, and she ain't had the support. Now I got a 2-part question. Like, do you think people gonna let this shit go in one way or the other, or is it time for actors to just come together and do their own thing and quit complaining about these white institutions?
Pick a question. So I think it's important. Both things have to happen. Advertisement money is what runs the world, runs America. So shout out to Taraji P. Henson. I remember I reached out to her to do an interview because she followed me on the gram or whatever. Then I ran into her BT. I actually interviewed her. I never put it out there because it was just audio at the time. I think what she said was something that we don't often think about. Actors, period. We don't really think about like, you know, how they don't get a fair shake. You think about an actor, you see him on the big screen, you think they're a superstar, got millions of dollars, right? So she was comparing the fact that Brad Pitt got 10 million and she got 150,000. That's a huge wage gap discrepancy, right? Hollywood is ran by mostly white men, so of course, you know, they're gonna pay themselves more. That's just the way it's ran, you know, and this is why people fight so hard to make noise about these things so that they can start getting a fair shake. And this is why the SAG workers was on strike. Just tell me, hold on one second. This is why the SAG workers was on strike in the first place. I think that a solution to this, you know what I mean, of course, the advocacy needs to continue to happen to force, you know, because especially when you're talking about a film that got $100 million budget, you know what I mean, sometimes these films be having $1 billion budgets. There's really no reason actors shouldn't get a big part of it. Actors are the movie. Like, I mean, there's the plot, there's the writers, the actors, there's the investors that put up the money.
Sometimes I might see the actor name on it and I'm watching it just because his name on it.
Right. That's not going to take nothing, like, what is that going to like take away from the executive and they paycheck at the end of the year? These executives are always going to get paid more than the actors. Of course, you end up having a bigger name. You have a bigger draw in, things of that nature, and they don't want to say nothing because then if you say something, now you're problematic and you're the type of person that people can't work with. You know what I'm talking about? So that becomes dangerous because now you lose other opportunities for speaking on how this one was bad. So it's usually only actors that are in those positions of power that speak on this. So she talked about how Oprah was helping her out in the latest role that she had in The Color Purple. So she's feeling empowered. A lot of people don't feel empowered to speak on these things because then Hollywood will blackball you. But here's the thing that I would love to see in Hollywood. Black actors, or actors period, directors, writers, whatever, you know you can like get together and spend your money and create production studios. You can get together and create your own movies that's owned by the actors, written by the writers, owned by them, and everybody put a piece in. There are people who do this, right? I know Terrence J did that. T.I. and them did that.
Great
and they movie did good turnaround. You know, I think that we need to see more actors produce their own films. It's one of those things that you can complain about the system or you challenge the system by getting in the game and competing. So now you can go directly to the advertisers saying, hey, we got our network, this is our movie, these are the names that we got. You go take the top 10 black Hollywood names, Denzel, whatever Denzel do, we watching. So if Denzel and Samuel Jackson and Morgan Freeman decide to do a film that they self-funding, first of all, they're gonna be able to go to a bank with just their names and get a loan to do that film, right? They're gonna be able to talk and call any of the top screenwriters in the world. They can directly call Tyler Perry and say, we wanna shoot at your studios, right? And they can put it out on their own platform, right? And they can advertise it by going to all of the media outlets, because who's gonna turn down Denzel for an interview when he wants to do a media run, right? So now, right, not only could they do that, they can give other actors opportunities, right? You gonna have somebody like Viola Davis in the film, and then you put other lesser known actors, and you decide what you want those wages to be.
Yeah.
It's just that we can complain about the system or we can challenge the system. Challenge the system by doing for itself. So these things weren't as possible, but now that we are in the age of streaming, where you can create a fast channel, get people to download your movie or pay for it online, right? Like, or you can put out the movie in theaters yourself. We know that that's, Beyonce put her movie out, Taylor Swift put her movie out. She cut out the studios and went direct to the movie.
You can create your own website, literally.
And she kept
put
that
your own
in.
movie up. Yeah, Boosie do that.
Yeah, so yeah, you gonna continue to have that problem when you going, you know what I mean, to somebody else asking them to give you opportunity. But when you give yourself an opportunity and you learn how to work together, right, and you build, then you solid. So I feel like, yeah, Hollywood is gonna continue forever have those complaints until the actors realize how powerful they are. Yeah. Realize how powerful you are. Like
if I was Jonathan Majors, That's my pivot plan right now. I will fund my own movies and push them out.
I'll do a movie. You know what?
Watch.
I'll do a movie with Jonathan Majors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a movie with Jonathan Majors. You know what I'm saying? I'll co-star in the film with you, Jonathan. Like you gotta have a sister in the film, though. But I'm a co-star with you in the film. You know what I mean? I'm willing to do that. If nobody else go do the film with you, I'll do that. No, but I think he gonna be all right. I think Jonathan. The reason I think what's gonna happen is they gonna let that cool off for a minute, and I think somebody like what's my bro who did Creed that was with Lori Harvey. Michael B. I think somebody like Michael B. give him my opportunity. Or my bro who did from Oakland who did Black Panther, the director.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, I cannot remember his name. I don't know why I'm always doing. I didn't know that fact about it, but that's interesting. But yeah, I feel like what's gonna happen is somebody in Hollywood will get my opportunity, and he's in a, Yeah, Ron Coogler.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Somebody that's solid gonna be like, we're not gonna allow this talent to go to waste, and they're gonna give him an opportunity. He's gonna play in another movie. It's not gonna be Marvel, probably, of course. But Marvel ain't the only studio in the game. All I know is 2024, 19 Keys is taking the acting role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna be on your big screen, and it's gonna be something good too. I could have been in a movie last year. I ain't gonna tell y'all what movie it could have been. But I'm gonna tell you a movie that you should go see, Book of Clarence. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with Samuel James, and he was giving me a breakdown of the movie. I can't tell y'all some of the secret codes, ins and outs of it. But confirming after talking to him, you know, very exciting guy. And he was just giving a breakdown. He said, like, this the blackest movie you gonna ever see. He said it ain't nothing ever been done like this in cinema ever. Yeah. And he's showing like black characters in Hollywood. I mean, not Hollywood, in biblical times, you know, and them folks gonna be mad, I imagine, when this come out. But I heard it's brilliant. It got 82% at Rotten Tomatoes.
Cause that last movie, I don't know.
What, Harder They Fall?
Nah, your movie.
What movie?
The movie you was in, man.
That ain't my movie.
I mean, it ain't your movie, but I was watching it.
I mean, but his movies are like revolutionary. You know,
then by the time we got to the end, I was like, oh no.
It was weird though. I'm not gonna lie. He had some weird stuff going on. I didn't see the end. I didn't. You know, when
I couldn't finish it.
When you playing the movie, and I ain't saying like I played in the movie.
If you blink, you gonna miss it.
Like it was.
I had to take my glasses off to watch that movie. Like, what? I
First
thought
of
you
all,
said you was in this movie.
19 Keys is an Easter egg in that movie. You know what I mean? Because I'm in like 4 different scenes playing 4 different people because the directors was rocking with me because they was buying stuff out my shop. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another time. Yeah. Denzel Keys coming to your screen. We got a lot of movies we're going to be shooting at High Level Media. We're actually looking for creatives that want to put together shows. So, you know, we're going to have that opportunity for you all as well, putting shows on the network. People that want to help fund, you know, High Level Media in the future. We're going to have opportunities for investors, people that want to sponsor shows, sponsor Man to Man. If you want to be a sponsor of Man to Man, make sure you send us a DM or directly contact Steve. So if you want to have your products on the table, you want us to wear some of your clothes, whatever, you have your budget, lock in with us. We'll give you the P.O. box. We can set up something. Man to Man for 2024 is going to be one of those shows that takes over the internet. So make sure y'all lock in with us. We got a lot of exciting things. You got anything else you want to cover before we get out of here? I got
one last thing to cover. I want to answer this question that I seen one of the viewers just asked. Got a funny name, Clean Germs or something.
The questions from the audience. We didn't get it.
So I only picked one of them that I feel like. He say, what's one piece of vital advice that you would give to a young man of the future? And we can end it on that. He said something that's vital though, like the most vitalest thing you can tell the young man for the future. What would you tell him?
Integrity is your way to peace. In all categories in life. No matter what, there's one thing that you don't ever compromise is your integrity. Your integrity is your North Star because it's the upholding of your values, right? You can't let a dollar, you can't let a woman, you can't let no situation on the planet rob you of your integrity, right? You have to uphold your values and you have to be yourself through everything,
Yeah.
right? It's going to give you peace of mind throughout your journey in life, right? To where you don't allow nothing to impede upon your success or your power. There's a power that you have the world will want to rob you of innately, right? Men are not being celebrated, so you have to celebrate being a man, right? The same thing for women. Womanhood is not being celebrated. You have to celebrate being a woman. And your space is where you create space, right? There's only one true safe space, and that is within ourselves. If your mind is not a safe space that you can travel in and get away from the world, then there is nowhere to go. Nobody can make a safer space than the mind that you have and the mindset that you have. The mindset of the man is what allows him to be a conqueror, allows him to be a ruler, allows him to be able to go into any situation and know who he is. When you know that you are God, there's nothing that can diminish your light, nothing that can take away your integrity of who you are, right? And you have to be on a constant path of elevation. You have to let the world see one thing, but always be more than what they see, so they underestimate who you are. You have to move strategic and you have to move purposeful in all endeavors in life. You have to be a great thinker. You have to be a calculator. You have to be a researcher. You have to be someone who is mathematical. You have to be composed as you move. You have to be emotionally equipped to deal with life. You have to make sure you maintain a ruggedness, not to be spoiled by the luxuries of the world's amenities. You have to make sure that you're always operating at a higher frequency in everything that you do, from you making sure that you're physically fit, that you're working out, you're making sure that you're emotionally equipped to where you're processing your feelings and your thoughts and your ideas, and you're reflecting in your behaviors, how you're seeing, what you're seeing. You have to have an ability at all times to center yourself regardless if you are in a storm. As a man, you have to know you're a God and know what that means. And that means having the power of your divine mind, tapping into your higher self, regardless of what the world thinks about you. You have to know that there's a process of redemption of everything that you go through. And tomorrow will always be a better day, especially if you learn the mistakes of yesterday.
And may I add, don't forget to lay low, say no, and play broke. This is the end of the Man to Man episode. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Follow me at Steve Jones AFNF and 19_keys on
and
Instagram.
get you some crowns. So go to Crowns 19 on the website. If you want to support the brand, you want to support the movement, make sure you go get you some crowns. We got the top crowns and we got the glasses on there. So the society frames right there are available, right? They are limited, so anybody that want to get some, we need to do a giveaway for somebody. You know, for that person that, let me see. You should, so somebody tag us, share this on your stories. We're going to pick one person and we're going to give you a pair of society frames, right? Tonight, or let's say tomorrow. So we're going to pick somebody by tomorrow, and whoever I see tagging us, I'm going to pick one person tomorrow, and I'll put that winner inside our channel so you'll know who you won. And then you're going to have to make sure that you tag me and Steve, hashtag Man to Man Podcast, and make sure you add the link to the podcast, and then I'm going to let Steve know. I'm going to let Steve pick the winner.
I'm going to pick the winner, but this is what I'm going to add, though, because I know it's going to be a lot of people tagging, right? You got to write and tell me what was the your favorite part of the show. I needed to be a paragraph, 5 sentences. You do that.
A paragraph?
5 sentences.
Man, just tag us in the show.
I'm just joking, y'all. Look at this nigga want us to do homework.
I'm just joking, y'all. A paragraph. If you do it, you might increase your chances.
You might increase your chances, though.
Steve picking, so it is what it is. I was just saying tag.
If y'all watch this show, y'all know my personality type, so make it make sense.
Let me end with a... Get the vibes right.